Hi everyone, my name's Brad Alford. I'm from the Finneytown class of 1974, and I'm extremely honored to be here. I unfortunately couldn't be here in person, but I want to thank everyone who put this together and tell you a little bit about myself and how I feel about Finneytown. And I'm a Finneytown kid. I grew up here. I started in kindergarten here, went to elementary school, junior high school, and high school here. And the people that I went to kindergarten with and elementary school with were all the same people for all those years. And all of us were kind of in the same boat. We grew up in this kind of small community in the Midwest, post World War II baby boomer kids. And it was a great place to grow up. It was a very safe and fun environment. It was a little bit insular, but it was a great place to start your life. But what I think made it memorable to me is, first of all, it got me prepared for the next phases of my life. I eventually ended up going to university and then to graduate school and on to a business career. But more than that, it got me, I would say, kind of morally centered. It was a good place to be educated and also to grow up. And one of the things that I remember most about the school, the high school, were the teachers. And it was a guy named Mr. Powell. And a few of maybe people in the audience will remember him. But Mr. Powell was a math teacher. I happened to be pretty good at math. And I remember one day we go into class, and I think it was early in the spring. I can't remember for sure, but it was a nice day. And you guys know how it is the first nice day after the winter here in the Midwest. Everybody's looking out the window, the sun's shining. And I remember him saying, "Hey, you folks, nobody's paying attention, and I can tell I'm not going to get your guys' attention today. Do you guys mind if we just don't talk about math at all today?" And we were all, wow, I'm a little surprised. And he said, "Do you want to hear about my adventures in World War II?" And we're like, sure. And he talked about being in Asia Pacific, a soldier in Asia Pacific, being on the Burma Road, and what he did as a soldier. It was fascinating. He had us all in the palm of his hand. He understood the students really well. He knew how to get the best out of them, and more importantly, he cared about us. And to this day, to be honest, I don't remember much about calculus, but I remember Mr. Powell. And there were lots of teachers like that. And I think that's one of the things that made Finneytown High School special. And as I told you, it got me prepared to go to college. And I went to college and graduate school and eventually then had a business career in the food industry. And a story I like to tell is that one of the times in my career, and it was during the Obama administration, they wanted to regulate the food industry to a certain degree. And a lot of the executives from the food industry would go to Washington and go to the White House to talk to them about what we thought was right or wrong about that. And I was there a number of times. And so I had been there for a number of hours one day, and I'm walking out. And as I open the door and I start to go out the door, I look at the guy sitting on the couch, and he looks at me, and I said, "Jeff?" And he goes, "Brad, what are you doing?" And it was Jeff Immelt, who was CEO of GE at the time. And here's two Finneytown kids in the White House, two people that came from a relatively small school. We had a class of 225 people. And I hadn't seen Jeff in 10, 15, 20 years probably at that point. But we run into each other at the White House. And what are the odds of that? How many other kids did that happen to? And I think it wouldn't have happened if we weren't two kids from Finneytown. And I just feel proud to be a small part of the legacy, to be kind of a contributor to that, what the legacy is going forward. And I want to thank everybody, tell them how honored I am, and I'll be a Wildcat forever.